we are now going to talk about Illinois' first opponent. The next 12 weeks, I guess it'll be. We're going to be talking about every Illinois opponent in order, a little bit what you should know going into the season, what we know about them right now. It's been a minute since I've looked at the schedule, right? I did that cold schedule reaction in the very first episode, which if you missed that, if you are not there on week one, you can still check out the video. It is posted separately on the channel, or just watch the whole live stream, of course. Yeah, now we're going to start talking about opponents, get more in depth. And then when we're done with all these, take a look at what, I'll take a look at the schedule again. By that time, we'll be hitting like mid-July. So maybe even August. It'll be almost time for the season, because the season starts on August 29th at home against the Western Illinois Leathernecks. Western Illinois hails from the Big South / Ohio Valley Conference in the FCS. They combine the two for football. And again, it'll be that Friday night game. Western the next week is going to play at Northwestern. That'll be on September 6th. So that's interesting. That'll be in the air. Maybe I'll check that out after Illinois beats them down. So last season, they were 4-8 in the OVC Big South. They were 3-5. They were 1-6 in road games, however, which is where Illinois will be catching them, which is pretty good. But actually, 4-8 was a huge season for Western Illinois, because, wow, I was doing some research on this program. They have had a rough go. They've had a real rough go. 4-48 was a really good season for them based on what the 5 years prior looked like. Under a new coach, Joe Davis, their offense definitely took a surge last season, and that's why they got the 4 wins, which from 2019 to 2023, in a 51-game span, they only managed 4 wins. And those entire, in 5, they were 4-47 from 2019 until 2023. This quite literally, I think, was the worst program in all of college football for a long time, until last year. I don't think they're that. Going 4-8 doesn't make you a worse program, even in the FCS. In 2023, 0-11. Those last 6 games of 2023, they did not even break double digits. And the one before that, they scored exactly 10. 2022, 0-11. They did play one Big Ten opponent that year. That was Minnesota. They lost 62-10. Back-to-back winless seasons going into this season. 2021, 2-9. 2020, they had a weird COVID-shortened spring season. They went 1-5. 1-11 in 2019. 2018, they were 5-6 actually. Before it all started. That's actually the last time they played Illinois as well. They played us in Champaign. Illinois won 34-14, and that was when Illinois still was not very good. Illinois went 4-8 that year, and were able to beat them by 20. And that's still a better Western Illinois team than I think we're going to see this year. Their last winning season was 2017. Then they were 8-4 then. Just an awful. So 4-8 is still not good, but it almost feels like they broke out of this awful cycle. 4 wins in 5 years, including back-to-back winless seasons at the end of it. And last year did not get off to a great start for them as well. Week 1 at NIU lost 54-15. And then that week 2 game, which is going to be probably the most appropriate comparison of their games last year, they were at Indiana. They lost 77-3. The week after that, then they went to Illinois State. They lost 51-34. So they gave up 50-plus points in their first 3 games. Stuff was rough. The only other notable games I was really able to find from their schedule, they had a Week 5 win against McKendree. I still don't really know if that's notable, but that's a win. 49-32, right? That shows that their offense has certainly improved. They definitely have an explosive offense. Their defense really struggles, obviously, with these scores I'm reading you, though. Week 10, they played Eastern Illinois. I also noted that one since the Illini destroyed the Panthers last year, and they lost to Eastern. Actually, they lost 45-38. So this should be an even easier tune-up opponent than Eastern Illinois was at the start of last season. This should be similar destruction. Doing all that research, though, about their past seasons and whatnot, I don't know anything about Western Illinois football, right? It was really hard to even find some of these details. Like when I'll go into key players in just a second, it was really hard to find any details on these guys really outside of the school website. Like no one's really covering this. No one's really breaking their back for Western Illinois football, which I suppose is sad. But when you're that bad, that kind of makes sense. Like why would anyone be really excited about, I mean, it's for the 4-8 season, honestly, was a huge step in the right direction for them. And certainly hope it continues for them as well. I like to see an Illinois school succeed, just not against Illinois week 1. And I don't think that's going to happen. But before we end it tonight, some key players on Western Illinois as well. Their best wide receiver and probably their best overall player is going to be Damari Davis. He'll be wearing number 3. He's a senior. He had 19 catches for 363 yards last year, 3 touchdowns, 19.1 yards per catch, though, which was pretty good in 9 games. They had a good quarterback last year as well. That was a big part of that offensive spark. However, he is gone. A lot of their key players from last year are gone, and a lot of their guys that are going to likely be getting those starts, especially week 1 against Illinois, are very inexperienced. One guy who has some experience is the guy who is going to take over at quarterback, most likely, at least. He was a backup last year. His name's Chris Irvin. He did get into 5 games. He went 17 of 29 passing in those games, 174 yards, 3 touchdowns, didn't throw an interception. 4 of the 5 games he played in, though, were blowout losses, so it's kind of hard to judge how good he actually is. I mean, he was solid in the reps he got. It just, end of the game blowouts, including the Indiana game was the one that he got into. There's some QB competition. There's a guy named TC Molk. He's a D2 transfer. He was very good in D2. He might be taking that starting job from him. So it's going to be one of those two. Neither of them should worry as much, though, as Nathan Lamb, their quarterback from last year. They also got a running back, Ernest Temple, who I think is interesting. He could be a bit of a threat. He is a junior transfer from the College of DuPage, College of Dreams. He led Division III in touchdowns and was 6th in rushing yards. He's likely going to be their starting running back because they lost their starting running back from last year as well. They've lost a lot of guys. They did not have the same luck that Illinois did retaining their team. Tight end, Brandon Lanier, 28 receptions, 219 yards and a touchdown in 11 games last year. Another skill position player to look out for on the Leathernecks week 1. Some other 2 players on the defensive end that stood out to me. 2 defensive backs specifically. Amari Bickham stands out to me. He was at Iowa last year, actually. He did not play, but still he's transferring from Iowa, so certainly he's got some Big Ten merit to him. And then the other one is LeBron Morgan. I have no reason to think that he'll actually be a threat. I just like that his name was LeBron. He even wears number 6. He's a transfer from UT Martin. If he's named LeBron, he's probably going to be he's not going to be terrible, right? He's going to be at least solid. But overall, that's really it for key players. This is a hard team to research. The other opponent previews are definitely going to be more in depth. And adding on to that, though, I mean, there's really no one else on this roster. Truly no one on this roster jumps out to you. is a team moving in the right direction, but now they lost a lot of guys. So they're kind of their offense is going to be highly questionable, and that was kind of their one claim to fame last year. Their defense not getting it done. They gave it up 77 points to Indiana, and there isn't much reason to think that is going to change with the offensive-minded coach they have. So I'm really not too worried about Western Illinois. I really hope the Illini just pound them week one, and that's the end of it. So yeah, just gotta hope that we get it done.